Hey everybody, this is Chris and this is the Urtopia e-bike, and in this video we're just basically going to show you what you get in the box, take it all out of the box and put it together, and I'll show you step by step how to do that. It's pretty much all put together, very little installation needed, and you'll also see what all comes included with this bike. You have a pump, and then the parts you need to install, like the front tire and pedals. Not pictured as the seat, but you have to install the seat, and that requires a little bit of a plug-in as well, because it does have the brake lights and turn signals attached to it. And from there you have the battery and the charger, and you'll just need to make sure you charge that battery fully before setting up the app and getting everything personalized to your liking, and getting to know that app as well. So that all might take you a little bit of time, and you'll want to make sure that you get it all set up the way you want. So that's why you want to have a good strong battery, plus you may have a firmware update with this. So it will require some firmware updates along the line. Whether you do those is up to you, but with most products, they are made to optimize the performance of the device or the electronics that you have. So firmware updates are usually recommended. But from here, I'm just going to put it all together and show you step by step how to do so, and focus in on some of the features on this bike. And after that, we'll do a separate video on how this baby runs, and point out some of its features in that video as well. So thank you guys for watching. If you're new to my channel, as always, please click that subscribe and hit that bell for future content notifications, and enjoy the video. Take care. There's a little plastic piece in here between the brake pads to protect them in case you squeeze the brakes when there's no rotor in there from the tire. So you just gotta get the pin out. To remove that, there it is, put the pin back in. And you're good to go. Put the wheel on, just slide it down, get your rotor and the brake pads there. Slide this piece on, and then put your spring on the nut and put that on the other side. Tighten it up. There you have it. Alright, they send you their own branded wrenches. These are decent quality wrenches, not the real cheap ones you're used to when you buy products, but it's 15mm open and boxed in. And let's just go ahead and put these on. And they're on. Alright, now the other pedal. That's the left side. It's marked left, and the threads are left-handed. And there you go. We'll get the seat in place, but to do that, we need to remove the bag, the storage bag. And then we need to insert this piece down through here, and there's going to be a hole here where you're going to tighten it up with your Allen key or Allen wrench. So we also have to watch out for the wire. Okay, and it's in place. Now go ahead and plug in your cable. It's got a moisture proof seal, and put that down inside. And I'm going to push some of it up inside the seat as well, just so it's protected. Get my clearing there, and we're just going to bring it down to the minimum. The hole, like I said, is right here. I'm going to tighten it up. You want to make sure that's pretty secure so your seat doesn't fall. And there you go. Seat is on and plugged in. Okay everybody, here's where we come towards the end of the video and actually ride the bike. And unfortunately you're just going to be looking up my nose while I ride the bike. There will be a video to come where I'm actually out riding it around, and I'm going to have my Skydio 2 drone tracking me, and that way you can get more of a bird's eye view, and we'll go over everything in much more detail. But just to let you know, basically all the action happens here on the smart bar, and then at the pedals where the torque sensor is. But this thing has voice control, fingerprint detection for anti-theft, where you can lock it and nobody can start it but you, and it can alert you if somebody even moves the bike. It'll alert you on your phone that the bike has moved, and then you can track it via GPS if somebody steals it. But it's got LED display here. It's got LED front headlights, rear tail lights. It's got turn signals that project onto the ground for a left and right arrow, which they're only good for nighttime, but that's really only when you need them. This thing's got an accelerator, a gyroscope, it's got GPS, it's got Bluetooth, it's got Wi-Fi. I mean, it's got everything. At the pedals, it's a torque sensor, so it's not an all electric bike to where it just goes. You always have to be pedaling it, but let me tell you this, when you're pedaling it and it senses you're pedaling, and depending on what level you're set at on speed, which you have a total of 4, it's effortless. I don't know how many miles I've ridden so far. I've got to look at the app, but it's like you're not even riding at all. You're getting the exercise. You can give yourself a little workout, but it's effortless. It's incredible. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to just kind of ride around. And like I said, you're going to be sitting here looking up my nose, but I'll kind of explain how things go. But let you also know the range on this is 80 miles per hour. I mean 80 miles total. At 20 miles per hour is the top speed. But watching some other reviewers, I have learned that it's more like 30 miles is its max range if you're fully utilizing this bike, which 30 miles is still a lot. I'm not going to do that in one charge. So a bike like this for me would be ideal. And I'm not overexerting myself. I'm not out of shape. I wouldn't call myself perfectly fit, but I lose my breath really on this bike. So I'm still getting my cardio and my exercise, and enjoying it at the same time. It's like I'm not even doing anything. So let's take a spin. We'll go for a little ride. We'll zip on back home, and I'll kind of point some things out to you, and let's do it. Okay, first thing is I'm gonna press the start button, which is just hold it with my thumb. So this thing also, I wanted to point out, I forgot, it's got a detection in the back, so if a vehicle's coming up on me, the bike actually vibrates, and you can set that level of vibration. And you can also make it so you don't have all these crazy noises. There's a lot of crazy noises this bike makes. Like every time I go up in speed, level 2, 3, and rocket. So doing that driving down the road, you kind of gain a lot of attention, and I'd rather not. Let me turn it back down here. We also have left and right turn signal. It's left. And that's right. And you also have a feature where you can just hold a button while you're walking beside the bike, and the bike will effortlessly just walk with you. So it really does do a lot of things, and I can't do this bike justice. But you know, this just kind of gives you a little peek into all that kind of stuff, just as I talk about it while I'm riding. And like I said, we'll do a more detailed video. So let's head on out and take a ride. So right now I'm at level 1, and just kind of running around the parking lot here at local high school, and it's effortlessly moving right on along. Like when I'm pedaling, it's more like I'm just kind of, I don't know, it's almost like if you were to lift the rear tire off and pedal, that's kind of what it feels like. There's really hardly any torque on my feet at all right now. So I'm gonna go onto the main road here, so I do have to kind of pay attention, and boys and girls, always wear your helmet for safety. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm gonna try not to go down hills that much. We're getting ready to go up a fairly steep incline, so I'm gonna bump it up to level 2, see how that feels. And she just kind of takes right off and goes up this hill. I'm not doing anything. I mean, it's an easy pedal. I've got a little resistance, but nothing that makes me break a sweat or anything. Let's go down here. I've never been down here. Go back down to level 1. I just kind of went back where I was at before. And we'll just ride around the parking lot here. So, real nice smooth bike. You've got this torque belt. I mean this torque sensor, and like I said, it just senses my pedaling and makes it all effortless. Now you also have the carbon belt, a lot better than a chain belt. I've done my research on it. This is probably the best carbon belt that they make. So the one thing that Urtopia did was really not cut any corners or expenses on making this bike. The tires are all a decent quality tire. Like I said, the carbon belt is one of the best belts you can use for this bike, and it makes it very smooth versus a chain. And the seat is hard, so I think they have an upgraded seat that you can buy, but I don't find this seat very comfortable at all. I'm not comfortable after a long period of time, so I would recommend maybe getting a different seat, or I don't know, maybe it's just my ass. But what else? The hand grips are very, very good. As far as, you know, they don't hurt my hands. My hands are very comfortably rested on them. I never have to adjust. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a light bike. It weighs in at 30 pounds with the battery in it. The battery is probably half the weight. Not really half, but it's a good bit of the weight. And what else is there? I already mentioned how far you can go. Top speed is 20 miles per hour, which going downhill you will go faster than that, but as far as being assisted with the bike, top speed it will assist is 20 miles per hour. So I'm just kind of zipping around this one parking lot here before we make the trek home and finishing my points. But that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not a whole lot to tell that I can really just talk about versus showing you. But let's go ahead and head on back home. I'm going to turn it up a notch. And I'm going up a hill now, and it's like nothing. It's a breeze. And there's lots of there's some good reviews out there that I recommend if you're definitely serious about buying this bike. Check out some of the other reviewers out there, because there's some really good ones out there. But there's some early videos where they were doing the early release version of this when it was being financially backed, and they were just in the starting. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on traffic where I'm at, everything else right now. But when they were being financially backed, when this was just a starter, they had different models as they built up to this. So you want to kind of watch the videos that look exactly like this model. If it doesn't look like the one I have, then you're kind of wasting your time watching, because they're not even nearly as packed as this bike is here. So the other thing is, this is definitely more of a urban bike, hence the name Urban Utopia. But it's better used if you're on the road, on concrete. It could handle hard paths, hard walking paths, dirt paths, quite well. It's not something you want to take off-road. It doesn't have those kind of tires on it. They're pretty small and not something I would take off-road. But it's perfect for what I would use it for. And then we'll finally hit the price. How much is this baby? Well, if you do your research, these kind of bikes all range between, most commonly, $4,000 and $5,000. This one is about $2,800, and I think they have a special going on now where if you do a $99 deposit, reserve your bike, they will knock off $400, and it's got a 2-year warranty, I believe, on it. But that knocks off a good bit of money. So if you take this and also compare it with all the other bikes, this one actually does have more of the things. I don't know. I don't know the best way to put it. More of the tech, I guess. It's more of a smart bike, and the fact that it's turned down again. In the fact that it's something that isn't just fully electric, where you're riding along and you actually have to ride it yourself and pedal. That to me is a much better bike, because you're getting your exercise versus just doing electric and sitting there getting fat and out of shape as you are riding the bike. That's not the purpose of riding bikes. So if you have bad knees, bad hip, or anything like that, and you need this kind of exercise, this bike assists you and still keeps you exercising at the same time. So in comparison to other bikes, I would say this has probably got the best, some of the best features as far as being a smart bike, and then with what the hardware they put into it and all that. So with all that being said, we'll go ahead and end the video. Okay, so that was it. That was a pretty nice, easy ride. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and hit that bell for future content notifications, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace and love.